I wasn't going to do that until I heard his intro in the beginning. As Jacqueline mentioned, I'm Bronstein, and I am truly honored to have the opportunity to stand in front of all of you here today and represent the inaugural graduating class in the Professional Services Emerging Leader Program. Before I begin, just a little background about our program. I know even Brian and I were talking earlier, it's not as familiar to some of us because we are the first class. So unlike those of you sitting in the room, the 17 of you in GBS and those of you in finance, we weren't here 2 years ago at ELP onboarding with all of you. So I'm meeting a lot of you for the first time. It's fun. It's fun. We all came to Nielsen as direct hires and professional services in a different setting. So it was something else that drew us to Nielsen, that drew us to professional services. For me personally, it was our clients. I grew up, my father worked in the convenience store business, and whether I liked it or not, I heard about Coke and Procter & Gamble and Kraft and Miller Coors all the time at dinner. My friends' parents did not talk about work at dinner, but that was all we talked about in our household when I was little. So I heard about these names because they were the convenience stores were the customers of our big clients. So when I started looking for jobs during my senior year, I was immediately drawn to Nielsen and professional services because of this client base. I didn't know much other than the names, but I knew the names. And then as I started evaluating Nielsen against other things I was looking at, it was a combo of the outstanding client base, the great training programs we have in place, and the ability to develop and refine analytical skills that made it clear to me that Nielsen should be my choice. So I and my colleagues began our career here at Nielsen 2 years ago, coming into professional services. I sat in the 200 West Jackson offices a few blocks away and worked in marketing mix within custom analytics. And then this time last year was very fortunate to be selected to this first class of the professional services ELP. So then each of us had the opportunity to rotate across the three main pillars of professional services, being BASES, the new product group, custom analytics, and then continuous on the client side. So I relocated to Cincinnati and spent the last year supporting Procter. So, to the main point of why I'm here, now that the background's out of the way, to share our truly fantastic professional services ELP experience with all of you. To do this and to recap it, I thought I'd take a page from Dave Letterman's book. I think you've all probably seen The Late Show with Dave Letterman. And I will share with you a top 10 list. So without further ado, the top 10 list from our professional services ELP experience. Number 10, a personal one of mine, experiencing the great city of Cincinnati. The great city of Cincinnati, right? It's not Chicago, we're not looking out on the lakefront. It's not Boston, where I went to college. But it's truly, in my opinion, a great Nielsen town. It's one of the first places I've been in the last 2 years since working here, where I haven't had to explain to someone for like 10 minutes that Nielsen does something other than TV ratings. Right? It's a small city. We have a great footprint there. Our new office is fantastic. I roll out of bed and walk to work in 7 minutes. Commute, Jacqueline? Can't beat that. 7-minute walk. But really, Cincinnati, our footprint is so strong. People know what Nielsen stands for. They know we support and work with Procter, and I just had a great experience living and working there. Number 9, bonding with ELP colleagues. I can't do justice to what Andy and Jacqueline have mentioned, but within my own name, I attended the summit with the younger class of the GBS ELA, so I've gotten to meet all your classes. Meeting so many energetic and passionate young professionals has just been incredibly exciting and very motivating, and I can't wait to continue to build upon and leverage this network. Number 8, developing key analytical skills. Not gonna lie, when I first came to Nielsen, didn't have much in this space. I didn't study econ in college, but in having rotated across the three main pillars, worked with big clients like Heineken and Dos Equis and P&G, and all this face-to-face client exposure enables us to develop and refine skills and really understand how all the different Nielsen pieces and parts come together. Number 7, integration. We hear that word a lot, right? Integration. The ELP, the Professional Services ELP, set each of us up for success with integration. In rotating across the three different pillars and understanding and getting exposure to watch, we were really able to make this real for our clients. For example, I moved to Cincinnati and I worked in marketing mix. We took marketing mix learnings for the first time at P&G and had them directly impact the forecast for Tide Pods. Some of you guys have probably seen Tide Pods out at retail for laundry. It was really exciting stuff to bring something before, bring it to BASES, and go to the client and say, here's how we can make your forecast better. We would not have been able to do this without the rotational assignments the ELP offered us. Number 6, learning the power of one Nielsen. No, it might sound cheesy, but to me, what the ELP allowed me to experience through all the experiences and the exposure of this program is to get the big. I can talk to my friends and say, here's what Nielsen does, here's what we do with our clients, and not just explain to them what I do day to day. And that exposure motivates us. It motivated me, it motivated my peers to contribute to our big picture, our growth and our vision, both here in the US and hopefully abroad. Number 5, in case you forgot, we're on the top 10 list of professional services ELP experiences. Number 5, senior leader, mentorship, and engagement. Go on and on about this, but from Dave and Mitchell and Brian and John Lewis, who can't be here today, all the way down, We felt your energy, your passion, your dedication to this program at the big events like this, in our local offices. I know we get to go to lunch with Mary Liz Finn all the time. And we feel that, we feed off of it, and we can't wait to continue to hear from you guys and to have this opportunity moving forward. Number 4, the ELP Summit. I have to give a plug for this. I was not at the one you guys were at in Chicago. I went to Atlanta this past year. To me, it embodies all that I'm talking about here today. From networking with our colleagues, be it at coffee breaks during sessions or late night chats at the hotel bar, to putting that network to great use during the case study with HR and finance professional services coming together to develop a solution to a problem that was so much better and so different than any one of us could have. Again, to the senior leader advice, to have everyone fly in just for the day, to share their experience with us, to share what's made them successful. It's just so motivating and inspiring. We're getting close. Number 3, tremendous client exposure. We had the opportunity to work on some of our very biggest clients, Crafts, Unilevers. It's so exciting to work with clients like this and to work with senior clients. And rotating, I got stood in front of clients that had been there 20 years, and I was scared. But in the trial by fire method, I learned so much faster than I otherwise would have been able to. Number 2, learning from Nielsen's best. In my opinion, around our greatest clients form our greatest Nielsen client teams. And I can speak on behalf of Procter. Working with our other analysts, my managers, our team leads, all the way up to Joe Wilkie, they continue to push us to be more consultative. We talk about that word a lot in professional services. How can we be more consultative and make a big impact with our clients? And these team leaders push us on that every day. And so I was fortunate to work with these big clients and to learn from some of our very best. And number 1, all in all, to sum it all up, the Emerging Leaders Program was an absolutely fantastic training and development platform, setting each of us up for great success here at Nielsen in the future. So last, I'd just like to close with a few thank yous. First, to my colleagues in professional services, to those of you I'm meeting for the first time today, to the rest that I met over the past 2 years. I feed off your energy, and I look forward to continuing to do so and to leveraging this network moving forward. Next, to the senior leaders. Again, Dave, to Mitchell, to Brian, to John Lewis, to Mary Liz. We feel your dedication and your investment in the programs and each of us personally, and it's so motivating and makes us want to be here for a long time and make a big impact here at Nielsen. Next, a very special thank you to John Lewis and to Mary Liz. I would not be standing here today, again with the first class, without their support and their vision for getting this professional services track of the program up and running, so I thank you for that. And last, to Carolyn Lofgren, who can't be here today, and to John Parkins, our program managers, who so much dedication, so much day-to-day work to get this program up and running and off the ground and made sure we had an absolutely tremendous year as part of this program. So thank you. So with that, I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of this great event and to have Mr. Calhoun come up from the back of the room. I thank you so much for having the opportunity to speak to you today, and I can't wait for what's next.